So like I say, I'm really proud of our team, appreciative of the fans. That was a great atmosphere, and we overcame way too many penalties. But the character of this team is it's impressive. No matter what anybody says or saw today, the character in there is special. But I'll answer any questions that I can.
When they lined up for their final kick that was blocked, were you already thinking overtime what you might be calling?
I was thinking I'd have to tell you what happened on the play that set the field goal up, honestly. That was a tough, I saw the Patriots lose a game today in similar fashion, but we got to coach that situation better. It falls on me, but it's a heck of a win for us. Yeah. Saw some of my old friends have grown up. We're 2-10. But I just want to thank them, and it's an awesome scene today. Really appreciate their support, and they've been with us no matter what.
After the first drive, there was Derek was on and off a little bit, had the ball slip out of his hand. Responded on that last time.
Carr played great today. We had some series end, not of any fault of his. We had some penalties. We had some penalties that put us way behind in the down and distance. And the Steelers are good. I think they came in here with one of the top defenses and top pass rushers in football, and they're going to make some plays now. But he brought us back twice in the fourth quarter, made some great throws and some great audibles, and I'm really proud of him. Well, you got some guy reviewing it in New York. How the hell do I know? I can't even see the guy. We got some guy, ruling these games, making these decisions you can't even have a conversation with. And I'm not going to get fined or anything like that, but I don't like the whole process personally. We got guys that are officiating the game. We got 8 officials. We got guys in the box. I'd appreciate it if we could have a face-to-face conversation. I thought Schuster stepped out of bounds. I saw the official throw his hat. That's the mechanics for a man stepping out of bounds. So we challenged it. And, I'm just not very good, Ann, at the challenge process. And I'm going to try to stay in a good mood tonight regardless. Yeah, Derek had an open hand. Whatever the rule is, I'm sure we'll get the interpretation from Dean Blandino or Mike Pereira or somebody. We'll hear from them tonight. It has a play designed for Cook. And I'll be honest, Derek threw it to Seth on the practice field against that coverage. And I said, I can't believe he threw that. That ball's not designed for him. He's an alert. But Carr sees the field. I've been saying that from the beginning. If we can protect him and we can give him some good looks, he'll make the throws. And Seth Roberts made one heck of a play on that. And what can I say? Our guys made some clutch plays when they had to make them. Yeah, we were leaking oil this week for sure. Without Osemele today and Maurice Hurst and some good players, and Doug Martin's wearing a knee brace and weren't quite sure of his status. So we signed C.J. Anderson, but Seth was in the protocol. That's a very obvious, serious matter that we want to make sure we do our due diligence. And fortunately, he was ready to roll.
What do you think of your tight ends today?
Yeah, we got to give Frank Smith, the tight end coach, some pub. Hopefully he gets, some free chicken wings tonight at Hooters or something. But, Carrier wins the game with a great catch. He made a great catch on the seam on the drive where Derek fumbled. Derek Cook was awesome. He's clearly our MVP, in my opinion. He's phenomenal. And Lee Smith caught another touchdown. So, we were short receivers. I think we just had 4 active today. We went with 4 tight ends for that reason, and good for them.
You mentioned Carr audibilizing a lot today, and then Roberts designed someone else. As the season's gone on, have you seen him do that kind of thing more and more as he's grown?
Yeah, I think he's played great. He's seen, the Ravens, a heck of a defense on the road. I thought he played great there. I thought he played really well, obviously, against the Chiefs. Had us in position to win in the fourth quarter, and Pittsburgh Steelers with the division on the line. This is a must-win for them. He's seeing the field. He's really confident. And it doesn't matter who plays with him. Doesn't matter who the left guard is. Doesn't matter who the X receiver is or the Z receiver is. It's just it's a real credit to them.
There was a CBS Sports report this morning, Brady McCain will not be back.
I don't have any comment on that. No, I don't have any comment on that. We're going to build this team back. I know that. We're going to bring the Raiders back. That's all I'll say. Well, Paul Gunther did a great job. Gunther coached against the Steelers twice a year in Cincinnati, and obviously we had a guy wearing number 84 with a strobe light on all week, and you got to credit Schuster. And how about Roethlisberger, the gut check he put forth today? They got two great receivers. Both of them came in here with over 1,000 yards, but we did, I think, have a specific plan to make sure we tried to hold Antonio Brown in some kind of check. Yeah, I was. I was expecting Willis Reed to be right behind him. It's just it's a credit to him for 15 years. For 15 years, that guy has been the heart and soul of the NFL and heart and soul of the Steelers. And, that was an awesome performance. He brought him back not once but twice. If they make that field goal, we might still be playing.
Sorry, in the beginning of the third quarter when Josh Thompson came out as a QB, it took a little while, obviously, until the second and fourth quarter for you guys to take advantage of that matchup. What did you see from your team during that time? That took a while, but they were able to kind of stay with it.
Well, the Steelers are good. They're good. We're not going to just score at will. They're a good team. We had some penalties. If you look back at it, we had some penalties that hurt us. And we had a couple sacks. Dupree and Watt, those guys are pretty good. Hayward, just to it. But we just hung in there, kept taking our cuts, and finally we connected.
Time for two more guys.
Talked a lot about the young linebackers this season, but how do you think Taylor did?
Yeah, he made a lot of tackles. He's been a leader on our team, and it's a great pickup for us. He gives us, a guy that can play on all three downs, and something for Morrow and Markel Lee, I think, to look up to. Conley played good, had a lot of PBUs today. I'm really happy with a lot of the things we did on defense today.
Is that it, guys? Quick. Thank you.
All right, guys, have a good night.
Get a win, you start opening doors, huh? I see you. Yeah. That's how it works. That was a lot of fun. I think I've said this before too. I wish we didn't have to win them like that. You know, I wish we could win by like a touchdown or two. But we'll take it. And it was a lot of fun. Good to see our young guys step up and make a lot of big plays. Offensive line, I thought, played amazing for a team that gets probably, I think, one of the most sacked. They sacked the quarterback the most in the NFL. And there were some sacks, but they weren't all on the offensive line. I think there was 4. And those were not all of them were their fault, you know what I mean? So I thought they played extremely well. And Marcel Aitman, you know, how about him, you know, making some big catches, diving. And I think that he's starting to understand the competitiveness, the level that he can play at. And, you know, potential in the NFL just means you haven't done it yet. But I think that he's making some plays to show us that he can be a good player.
You just read the pass to Seth Roberts. Gruden said that was the play that's supposed to go to Jared Cook.
Yeah.
But that you threw it to Roberts during practice, maybe on Friday.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
Yeah.
But you saw something he didn't see, or what?
Yeah, we had like a crossing route for Seth, like coming across the field. And early in the game, we got the look exactly that I wanted, but I didn't want to change the play. You know, I wanted to let the play eat and all those kind of things. But we got the same kind of look with different people covering. You know, they put different bodies in there. And I just told Seth, I think it was a TV timeout or 2-minute warning, if I'm not mistaken. We were in the huddle. And I told him, I said, Seth, if we get too high, I know what you got, but just take the middle. And I'm going to try and pump it one way, and I'm going to throw you the ball if it's too high. And he just, okay. You know, and Seth's natural for him. He just said, okay. And I threw it. I honestly thought I overthrew it by about 12 yards, and he hit another gear and went and got that ball and kept it off the ground. And I thought that had to be the play of the game by Seth. You know, that catch and that coverage, it was really impressive.
When you did it in practice, did you expect that you'd be doing it in this game, or just kind of something that's the way it played out?
Well, yeah, you know, when you do things in practice, you see opportunity for it, but they have to play the right coverage. You know, they got to play, you know, with certain people in certain positions. You know what I mean? It's not just something that is a foregone conclusion. That when we get in this game, this is one of those plays that's for sure going to happen. You just hope that in a certain situation, in a certain set, and all those kind of things, you get a certain look. And they gave it to us, and Seth made the play.
Why did you feel confident going to him? Obviously, you know, it's designed for him to carry. It doesn't really make all the plays.
Yeah.
What did you see out of him, and that play in general was what you had?
Well, you know, Derek, to me, is one of those joker kind of players. You know, he's one of those tight ends that runs 4.4 and jumps, you know, 40-inch vert and all those kind of things, and super explosive. But we have Jared Cook, who's a Pro Bowl tight end, and if he doesn't go to the Pro Bowl, it's a shame. You know, that guy, he's one of the best players in this league. So Derek doesn't get all those reps, right? You know, if Jared wasn't here or wasn't playing, then obviously Derek would be that guy. So there's so much confidence in who he is. And, you know, you talk to Goff or any of those guys that had him before, they loved him. They raved about him, you know. And so the fact that his number was called versus a certain look and all those kind of things, I had 100% confidence. I actually missed him on that same play against Denver, in Denver. He could have scored again, and it was my fault. I made a mistake on a call. But, you know, I told him, I hugged him afterwards. I said, I owed you for the one against Denver. So, you know, we always have that confidence. He just doesn't get a lot of plays his way. I mean, you saw the seam route, you know. I mean, you know, the guy's a heck of a player. Oh, man. This is my second favorite win ever. If they were in our division, it'd be first. But it's definitely my second favorite. I'm sorry. Kansas City.
What was the explanation that you got on what they call the fumble?
Oh, I thought for sure I was throwing it. You know, it just slipped out of my hand as I was throwing it. You know, it wasn't like it slipped and I dropped it. I didn't get hit, so I knew for sure as the ball went forward, I was like, it just slipped out as I was trying to throw it going forward. And I went to ask in those kind of intense situations. Sometimes they think you're going to come at them, and they're just like, it's confirmed already, you know, and you don't get to conversate about it. So I didn't really get to hear why or what, but it's just one of those things. I thought it was incomplete. I kind of jogged over there looking at the ball just in case, like waiting for a whistle. And then all of a sudden they didn't blow a whistle, so I tried to move my guard and, look for the ball. But I thought for sure it was incomplete, honestly. I was surprised.
You were sitting at one point this year with like 7 touchdown passes and 8 picks, and it was like, oh, Gruden and Carr, are they going to get along? Is this going to work out?
Yes.
I think 11 touchdown passes to go with no interceptions. You can vindicate it in any way.
I went to Fresno State, and so those are big words for me. No, I'm just kidding. Fresno's an amazing school, everybody. And y'all should all go there, especially all you football players. No, I think being able to show our team that our relationship, this system, we've tried to sell it as hard as we both can. We knew it was going to be a process. We didn't know, stat-wise how it was going to start out, but we knew it would just take time for people to see it, the way that we see it and things like that. And to be able to do that, I think it feels good because it puts a stamp on it like, fellas, if we just continue to do right and just do it this way, then good things can happen. So it does feel good in that way. From like an outside perspective, I know what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? You know me. I know what I'm capable of. I know how to play this game. So I wasn't worried about that stuff unless it was completely false. Then that's different. But those kind of things happen when you lose and it's not going well. But I knew eventually it would change, man. I thank God that we won this game, man, because I think our young guys, the way they played and all those kind of things, it showed them, man, if you give that kind of effort, if you compete that way and you keep doing things the right way, we can beat some of the best teams in the world.
Why is that early in the season you're losing these games in the second half?
Yeah.
Last week against KC, this game over 100 yards, river and penalties.
Yeah.
You march them all the way down to the end.
Yeah.
What are the differences?
I think early on in the season, now again, I'm dealing with a new play caller, different mindset, different plays, all those things that I'm trying so hard just to do it the right way. And I'm trying to get to the right check and all these things, and I was making mistakes early on. Mistakes in the fact that I'm trying to force something. We've talked about that too. I'm trying to make too much happen. I'm trying to, instead of throwing the check down, you're trying to force that. And, because I'm trying to push the ball down the field and all these kind of things. And as I just settled down and Coach grabbed me, he said, Derek, I really don't care about stats or things like that. I just want to see you efficiently do exactly what I tell you. And honestly, when he said that, it was freeing to me because it was almost like I was trying to prove something to him. Like, oh, no, I can do it. No, I can do it. You know what I mean? And it just kind of settled me down. He's a great coach. He calmed me down and just said, man, just do exactly, the way I've taught you. You see things, check this and get to this audible and hand signal this. And if it's this situation, make sure you don't force this, that kind of stuff. And just having those conversations and learning from him, and him just not blowing me off, or him just not, oh man, whatever, he just can't do it. He really sat me down and just talked to me. And we work together. We work really hard together, and I think that is the reason is our communication, which is something else we could laugh at sometimes. But our communication is really what got to this point of just me being able to play free. And just trust, hey, man, yeah, sometimes they're going to cover that play. Just live with it because I called it, that kind of thing. So he just tries to make it easy on me, and he's really, really fun to play for. When? Yeah. Oh, man. What week is this? 14? 14, yeah. It had to be early on. It was, I wish I could remember. It was early on after one of those losses where maybe I tried to do something too much or, miss something, and he would just tell me, he'd sit me down. I say sit me down. It wasn't like a come to Jesus moment. I sit down with him every day, for multiple hours. So it's not like that. But in one of those meetings, he just looked at me and said that. And it was freeing for me because he could tell I'm a pleaser. I'm trying to please him, Coach Olson, Ole, Callie. I'm just trying to please them. I'm trying to do exactly what they want. And they said, man, just relax and do exactly this way, what we tell you. And it was freeing, and I really believe that that's what helped me.
Derek, two more guys.
Things you were just talking about are mental aspects of the game.
Yeah.
How does that translate to the physical? Because you look more accurate now than you have been.
Oh, well, we've had, I think I've told you, Thanos showed up and vanished everybody, it takes time to build chemistry with new guys, right? And obviously I knew I had to play better. It it doesn't matter who's in there, how many times I've thrown him the ball. You get a guy like Joe LaFell who just shows up one day, and you're like, he's our starter, And now I got to get this chemistry. Then he gets hurt. Now it's Marcel, Then Keon, Johnny's back, And it's been tough, but there's no excuse in this league that you have to produce. You got to complete passes, and I give those guys credit because they continue to work their tails off and just trust, anything I would say, hey, can you do it like this? And another thing is Jordy Nelson is one of the best player coaches I've ever been around in my life. Just having him on our team makes us a better team, let alone what he can do on the field, but just mentally what he can do for everybody. So in certain conversations and things like that. But, obviously one is there's been a lot of different pieces. Two is I just had to play better.
Last one. Your tight ends have been pretty constant. John said Frank Smith for Thursday after he tripped the Weirds tonight.
Oh, wow.
Do you ever think at any point this season?
Yeah. He plugged that, didn't he?
Do you ever think at any point this season you'd be throwing go-ahead touchdowns to Keith Smith and Jared Carr in the fourth quarter?
I mean, I did. I don't know if y'all did, but no, not when we started out. You stand there and you got Jordy Nelson, Amari Cooper, Seth Roberts, and Jared Cook. You know what I mean? And you forget about Derek and Lee quickly in the pass game, right? There wasn't many plays designed for them in training camp. Lee is the blocker, heavy guy, all those kind of things, and Derek was just playing in Jared's spot, just behind him. And so, I know now to throw to everybody during training camp, take every rep. No one else gets reps anymore. But, it's one of those things where it's so fun to see guys like that come in the fourth quarter and catch go-ahead and game-winning touchdowns because you see their hard work paying off and coming to fruition.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.